So my last video, I talked about how I added some strength to the rocker panel area behind the front doors, and now I'm moving onto the trunk. So here's what I'm doing. So a little bit of structure that I've put in to start the trunk. I have some just angled 18 gauge welded in, which is fairly solid. This is, again, 18 gauge, this is angled. That is just for the transition between the two pieces I have. And then I got 1x1 square tubing also welded in, and that will be bolted down to the frame. There's actually holes under here I need to drill out, so there's already holes in the frame. So then I will bolt that to the frame, obviously with the rubber body mounts underneath it. So for right now, this is just in place, and the next step is to put some metal on it. So I have this back piece here welded in. Ended up putting a bend in it here and a bend in here. Unfortunately, my bender is only 3 feet long. This is 4 feet long, so it was quite a struggle to get decent bends there, but it's all tied in, it's welded in, mostly welded in. And then my buddy Ray made these shelves. Nice 18 gauge steel. So then I cut out this today out of the shelf. And this fits in here. Not perfect. Needs a little bit more trimming up. But it's not bad. And for those of you who may have noticed, you'll see that I didn't weld anything along here. I just did the top. A couple of spots. The reason is because most of the stuff below here is rotten. It's going to have to come out. So there's no point welding to something like A, I can't weld to, B, I'm going to be replacing anyways. So that's why. So for putting in the other panels, what I'm doing is I'm punching holes in the panels and then welding through them into the metal beneath. So this panel, I've got holes all punched where there's something underneath to weld it to. And then now I'm going to do the panel that goes along here. So this is the tool that I'm going to be using. Basically, when you pull the trigger, let's see if we can get that. This punches a hole in the metal, like that. There we have it. Not perfect, but I'll tell you, that's a hell of a lot easier than drilling it all out with a drill. Here it is, all holes are punched all the way around. I have it cleat-coated in place for now, just to see how it looks. But basically, it's ready to weld tomorrow. All welded in, cleaned up. Ready for seam sealer and then paint. I blew through in a couple of spots, so I had to weld these up. This was a hole anyways, so now that's all good metal. Same on this side, blew through a couple of spots here, so I had to weld in there to make a good metal. There was a hole here already, a rust hole, so I cut that out, welded in a piece of metal, and now that's the most solid part of the car. From here down, obviously, I'm gonna have to cut off and redo all of this. That's a future Gary problem.